Well, good evening, good morning, good day, whatever time it may be for my dear wingmates. I hope you are doing quite well. So today, we will be continuing our playthrough of the Homeworld Deserts of Kharak campaign. Last we left off, we were moving the Capisi, our command carrier crawler, down south from the northern capital of the coalition on the planet Kharak, the city of Tyr. We were moving down south to an anomaly which contains an artifact that may change the technology of our people forever. Facing us are the Galcian desert exiles, who are attempting to stop our progress because their god, Sajuk, will come to destroy the planet of Kharak if we are to succeed in our task. This is something they obviously don't want to have happen, but we do think that is a bit of a superstition. So onward we will push into the deserts, deeper and deeper. Without any further ado, let's move on to the game. Alright. Okay, let us continue the campaign. Please let me know if the volume is adequate. So in this scenario, we will be harvesting resources from the wreck at Kalash, which we scouted out last mission by placing sensors and getting a proper picture of the components scattered across the desert. Now that we have a shipbreaking plan, we can proceed with the operation.
For the first time in as long as any of us can remember, we are finally able to shed some light on the history of our planet, and conceivably, our origins as a people. What we have found here is nothing short of miraculous. An ancient starship lost to the desert for 1,000 years. The structural damage it sustained, the compression patterns, the debris footprint, all of it is consistent with atmospheric penetration followed by ground impact. But why did it crash here? What happened? Many questions remain unanswered. We know that the satellite data we collected identified hundreds of similar sites scattered throughout the Great Banded Desert. Each one of these could be a wreck just like the Clash. It is safe to assume the Galcian have been exploiting these resources for years. Now it's our turn. Composed of exotic materials and compounds not native to our planet, each represents a potential treasure trove of untapped resources and alien technology we can leverage in our fight against the Galcian, and which may well hold the key to our survival on Kharak.
All crews, prepare to shipbreak.
Shipbreaking, alright.
Intel. Detailed scans have identified one section of the Clash with energy readings far exceeding normal parameters. I'll begin salvaging there first. Once I've confirmed my shipbreaking plan works, we'll move out into the valley below and expand operations.
Copy that, Rachel. Deploying security teams to defend the inner perimeter.
Alright.
Approaching the wreck now.
Copy that, Rachel. Proceed with shipbreaking operations.
We will need to use several demolition charges. I'll need to place the charges on the wreck and detonate them once I'm clear of the blast zone.
Let's move the Capisi into position for harvesting resources.
Location marked.
So, previously we salvaged all of the usable surface debris that could be found off of this wreck. The primary technique for shipbreaking in deserts of Kharak is the use of these demolition charges. This ability essentially is not the easiest thing to use in combat, because you have to time it right, but it's essentially only used for breaking apart these resource nodes. So let's plant 4 charges.
Brenner copies.
Alright, 3 and 4.
Charges placed and enabled.
Now we have to back
Timer
away.
off.
All right. Pull back to a safe distance and initiate detonation.
Alright, let's see. Here are our
The charges
forces.
can be detonated individually or as a group.
Okay. So before we go any further, let's figure out what's up with our troop composition. So we have 6 light attack vehicles, 4 railguns, 9 armored assaults, 2 support cruisers, and a base runner. So as I learned in the last mission, base runners are very useful for holding resource sites, simply because they can deploy turrets, which are rather powerful. So considering we have some resource units in our supply cache, before we trigger any of the mission events, let's build at least another base runner. So this would be in the basic vehicle tab. Let's build at least 5 more LAVs. We won't have the population to support far more units, but that will be acceptable. Let's take a look at some of the upgrades we can do before things go to hell.
Base runner assembled.
Support cruiser anti-air. This is a very powerful ability, since it reduces your need to build dedicated anti-aircraft vehicles, which are a waste of population and resource units sometimes.
Light attack vehicle online.
So this may be worth it. Let's see, strike fighter hangar. Reduces strike fighter hangar recharge time by 50%. That is very useful. And we certainly have enough CU, which is our essentially advanced construction material. We have 140 of them, so we can definitely afford both of these high-tech upgrades. Let's do that. Support cruiser anti-air, and then we'll do the strike fighter hangar. Okay. We have new LAVs. Let's add them to Group 1.
Control Group 1 designated.
Let's move Group 1 here. Group 9, which is our cruisers, move it out. Now, we are actually missing all of our resource collectors. They were destroyed last mission. We need to build that before we do anything else, so let's build 6 of them.
Support cruisers have been outfitted with anti-air defensive
Let's set a
systems.
rally point.
Proceed to rally point. Secure location marked.
So while we're in this lull, I ought to explain that at one point, this game was actually called Shipbreakers. I forget if there was a title,
Salvager online.
but it was in essence a project by Blackbird Interactive, which was a group composed of former Homeworld developers who left, I believe, Relic. And they were working on their own game, which was meant to be a multiplayer, persistent world salvage game, where wrecks would be found on the surface of the planet. Because in the canon of Homeworld, there was really only one wreck ever described, at least in the Homeworld 1 manual, which was the ship the survivors arrived onto Kharak from.
Send orders.
However, after the collapse of Relic and the changeover of IP, of the Homeworld IP, from Relic to Gearbox games, Blackbird Studios could actually resume talks in order to adapt something, to have a project that was related to the Homeworld IP. And this was how this game came to be. This base runner here, let me actually remove the UI element, is one of the original vehicles from the Shipbreakers game. It was the, I guess, iconic element of it. But now it's just a support unit. Okay, let's assign these base runners to a control group, because they will be very useful. And let's deploy some turrets so that our forces can actually dedicate themselves to fighting the enemy rather than babysitting our resource collectors. Although the Capisi will be doing that anyways.
Rachel here.
Alright, let's detonate these charges. There she goes.
There
Hi, Alaric. Hard space is so comfy. Oh, that's the three-dimensional ship-breaking game in orbit, right?
Nice work.
We need to
Ooh, an
collect
artifact.
that artifact and return it back to the Capisi to research it. Awaiting orders.
Karen,
Collect
please
the
pick that
artifact.
up. Or Rachel, sorry.
Reading you.
Oh, okay, so it is that one. Yeah, ship-breaking is a fun thing, surprisingly.
System's ready.
Alright, let's harvest these resources. Let's move the Capisi into position.
Artifact recovered. Authentication confirmed.
Hi, Raku Gozu channel. Raku Gozu. That's always interesting when people have to salvage the ideas and assets they had from a planned project. Yeah, there's that expression, there's nothing original on this earth, and all art is a tribute or a copy of something else. Well, sometimes that tribute or copy is your own. I mean, many ideas that I think many people have are things they couldn't do in the past, or that they saw from someone else and melded with someone else's idea. Since I remember hearing that hard space was developed off a scrapped Homeworld concept. Yeah! Well, I guess this remains the Homeworld concept, although I guess in this situation the story was sort of slapped on top of it to some extent. Although slapped is really a derogatory term for how well put together this game is, considering the conditions and how indie Blackbird Studios was. Or sorry, Blackbird Interactive.
Salvage teams form up and await orders.
Alright, let's upgrade our Strike Fighter hangar.
I've updated the salvagers with the demolition charge schematic. They'll require CUs to produce new charges.
Ooh, CUs, okay.
Understood.
So there is an absolute minimum value of resources we can have before we fail the scenario, where we basically can't shipbreak anymore.
CUs exhausted. Intel, be advised. Hacking Gaussian units is now available.
Alright.
By accessing their shared network, I can commandeer their vehicles.
If you can get them aboard,
Let's move on to this site
our
first.
engineers can reconfigure their control systems. Once that's done, we can allocate them.
Actually, we need to move out anyways.
Sounds like a plan.
Is that a base runner?
Attempt to commandeer one of their
That's
units
Rachel.
to confirm the system is operational.
Let's move Rachel out.
Science officer responding.
Oh yes, we can capture Gaussian units now. This might be interesting if we can get a Gaussian production cruiser captured. I do not remember if it will allow us to build enemy units, but that would be fantastic. Okay, LAVs are about to contact enemy. Let's see, a pair of angry pretzels, spicy pretzels, the assault ships. Alright, begin the attack. Yeah, they didn't stand a chance. Alright.
Just when we were getting comfortable.
So our entire job here is to acquire resources so far.
CU deposit depleted.
So we will keep an active force to protect the salvage sites. Okay, the salvagers have completed their task. Let's build more fighters.
Site exhausted.
Alright. Aircraft construction. 1, 2, 3. 3 more fighters. It's really nice that they actually kept some of the things we've constructed since last scenario in the game. It would have been really annoying if I had to rebuild all the turrets by this particular wreck site. Okay, the salvagers, once they're done with that patch of resource units, we will have to move on. We will need our support cruisers to harvest.
Rachel here.
So without further ado, let's move forward.
Reposition.
Let's see, are these resources done? Almost. We can move these 4 into position. Simply because I'm not sure how many pieces of resource we will acquire here.
Switching back to TAC 4.
Man, I love these graphics.
Vehicle visually authenticated. Enemy contacts on the board.
Oh.
Moving.
Let's see, where's the Gaussian? They're coming in from the hills. I don't think we'll need to launch fighters yet. Base runners.
Send message.
We have plenty of turrets.
I wonder if anyone survived this impact.
Let's set up some more turrets by this entrance to our position. Actually, no, that's a waste of resources. Alright.
Runner.
Rachel, let's try to hack something.
Armored vehicle is taking fire.
Hack that
Hacking unit.
particular
Runner
assault
Enemy
craft.
railgun firing on friendly.
When is she going to get in range?
Strike craft destroyed.
copies. Hack payload on
Try that.
Alert, Rachel is under fire.
It works.
Okay,
I've
she can
assumed
hack.
control of the Gaussian vehicle. Sending it to the Capisi now.
Alert, support craft has been engaged.
I think the Capisi will be able to handle that.
Copy.
We've got a salvager under fire.
Salvage team is approaching another wreck site. Keep your eyes open for Gaussian strike teams.
Okay, let's demo charge this
Standing by.
wreck
Send message.
and begin
Hostile
salvaging it.
target designated. Operators to confirm. Rachel moving out.
Thanks for the update. We're ready.
Alright, Rachel,
Runner copies.
let's plant some charges and then back away. Hopefully this won't detonate all the
Unidentified
turrets we've
contact.
positioned.
Designated hostile. Ready.
Base runners can move back,
Move
they need
order
repairs.
confirmed. One of our turrets is taking fire. Hostile light attack vehicle detected.
Okay, these
We've got
salvagers can
hostile on
move
sensor.
to the
Confirm
hardest
visual.
position. Yes, Kharak. Kharak is pretty, in spite of it all. I wish I could zoom out a little more. I really do appreciate the lighting effects that they've done. This really does look like a desert world sunset. At least if the sandstorms aren't blocking it. Alright, demo charge is placed. And we did lose some turrets,
Alert, sensor post lost. Ready for orders.
but plenty of CUs to salvage. Alright,
Copy. Coordinates set.
how's the Capisi doing here?
Attention.
Capisi should be alright on her own.
Probing our position.
Anti-air turrets now available for construction. Anti-air turret templates loaded into the base runners.
Oh, okay.
The main assault force will arrive soon. Runner, go ahead.
All operators.
Let's set up some anti-air turrets then.
Copy that. Trackers up. We're ready with support.
So one of the annoying things about abilities is the base runners, when you queue their abilities, they only do it
Make sure it's all documented.
for one base runner. You have to select a different physical unit in order to get to effectively use more than one base runner at the same time.
An RU site has been depleted.
Right. Let's clear these out.
Strike craft taking effective fire.
We're good for now.
Strike craft destroyed.
And back to the repair
Coordinates
cruisers.
confirmed. Hostile railguns opened up.
Oh,
CU
okay.
deposit.
That railgun is a problem.
Copy. Target set.
Select our light attack vehicles to go for the railgun with their boost. There we go.
Engage! Hostile range craft destroyed. Go, go! Move order confirmed.
Once I
Operate.
get my my bearings here, I'm gonna put all of the different vehicle kinds into different command groups, because right now having to separately select the light attack vehicles is no good. Okay, another heavy railgun inbound.
CUs exhausted. CU field expended.
Hostile light attack vehicle visually authenticated.
Okay, our salvage here
Alert,
is getting
the
close to
air
complete.
taking fire.
Let's move forward.
Armor copies. Target to front.
LAVs attack the railgun.
Hostile strike craft down.
Alright, that's the main
Reading
main
for
issue
order.
removed.
Light attack vehicle is under fire.
We're clear to proceed. Make sure it's all documented before you start pulling it in. The outlaws-
Have any of you wingmates been to any of the big deserts on your planet? Where I grew up, there weren't all that many deserts. It was a terraformed world after all. But there were barrens. They weren't quite hot, nor windy, but it was definitely desolate. Hoover Dam. Ah, the state of Nevada. Did you travel through only a small part of it, or through the north, or through the south?
CUs exhausted.
It seems like that state is rather different depending on where you go.
Hostile on sensors.
Oh yes, let's upgrade our
Authentication
strike fighter's hull so they don't explode quite as quickly. Oh, Reno to Idaho.
Alert, the Capisi is taking
I don't have much experience with
We have a target.
the state of Idaho's
strike craft
geography,
destroyed. Strike craft taking
so I'm
effective
somewhat
fire.
out of my
We got a railgun under fire.
realm there.
Red alert.
But it also
Command
appears to be a
carrier
very
taking
beautiful
fire.
place.
Enemy railgun firing on friends. Up and tracking.
All right, let's move our paltry little force to the next resource site.
Science officer en route.
Now, Rakugozo, you haven't
Alert.
seen any
Carrier
sandy
hull at
deserts.
75% integrity.
Have you seen any rocky ones? Oh dear.
Capisi moving
Enemy
up.
railguns.
Alert.
This is a
Hostile
problem.
strike fighter in circulation.
Let's add some reactive armor
Active.
to protect the Capisi, and let's increase our range.
Weapon range systems
And a bit of
currently
repair
active.
systems.
Be advised. Carrier repair systems online.
There we go.
Enemy railgun eliminated. Monitor direction. Unidentified craft on approach. Mark the bearing.
Okay, we're gonna have to
Reading you.
return and repair the
cleared to move.
Capisi. Well, you know, rocky and shrub deserts are quite beautiful on their own.
We're cleared to move.
There's definitely something about actually being able to walk on them too for adding to
Enemy
the
light
enjoyment.
attack vehicle marked on approach. We've detected something. Can you confirm visual?
More precisely for the Doc's friends out there. Hopefully we don't have any pirates listening in to see
Move out.
where our coordinates are at the moment. Reno, Winnemucca Falls, Wells, north of Twin Falls, Idaho. Okay, so that's a journey northwards. It's an excellent drive, and if you have 2 days to do it, you just get back and where you started, in the scenery, of course.
Move out and be ready.
Well, I would certainly be interested in taking a virtual tour.
Light attack vehicle.
Oh, hello,
is under
Simi.
fire.
Thank you for the
Copy. Target
raid.
set.
It is greatly appreciated.
Hostile strike craft down.
Oh no, the Symposium. What class of cruiser is that? I've never heard of a Symposium
We're moving out.
cruiser.
Pull up.
Hopefully, I'll be able to outrun it. How's your game, Simi? I was in there for the early part of it. Did you actually finish the campaign?
Enemy airstrike inbound.
Move order confirmed.
Airstrike inbound.
Ready for
Support cruisers. Let's repair the Capisi.
Roger. Coordinates confirmed. Salvager has
Oh,
been engaged.
fantastic. Yes, Arcantos becomes an absolute Chad. It's a very powerful feeling when you get that opportunity to use him in his full
Alert.
glory.
Salvager lost.
Oh, the AI is it doesn't behave all that well, surprisingly,
Protocols active.
or perhaps unsurprisingly. Or maybe Simi's just that good at the game. So, you know, you have to think about this. All right, let's do some airstrikes. I want to clear out
Fighter approach
these
sector dialed in.
Galcian hiding by the next wreck site. So good, the AI forgot how to play.
Hostile light attack vehicle detected. Hostiles designated.
All right, let's see what we got here. Light attack vehicles,
Strike craft.
angry railgun pretzels, a lot of angry railgun pretzels, and they don't have any AA units. Fantastic. All right, let's keep airstriking while we have the chance. Let's see, any upgrades? Let's not do anything right now. Resources are more important.
Cruiser ready.
I will move the support cruisers back for that anti-aircraft power, and I will move Rachel into position so that she can repair the Capisi.
Science officer responding.
Capisi, pull back.
Carrier moving. Seal hatch.
Come on, you
Coordinates confirmed.
big lummox.
Alert. Hostile strike fighter in circulation.
Well, I guess to any of the new convoy joiners, have you seen Deserts of Kharak before, or played any of the Homeworld series?
Cruiser ready.
Stop it!
Alert.
Stop
Alert.
attacking me!
Carrier taking fire. Enemy fighters have engaged.
There is a Galcian carrier somewhere in the area
Hostile
supporting this.
interceptor down.
All right, let's move
Base runner
forward.
here. Board's green. Reposition.
Fighters recharged.
Strike fighter
Another
approach
strike.
sector dialed in.
green line confirmed. Engines on.
Oh, look at that launch animation.
Proximity warning in effect. Hostiles designated.
I love the level of detail. Ah, Roman, you've played a few hours of the Homeworld remaster.
Enemy light attack vehicle marked
Yeah,
on
the
approach.
remaster, I think, does great justice for
Enemy
Homeworld
railgun
2,
eliminated.
but I don't know if I'm a fan of how it changes the nature of Homeworld 1. Not necessarily the quality of life features, but just losing, I guess, losing fuel and some of the other aspects of it really does, I think, affect the way you feel when you play the game. And I think, in my mind, a lot of what makes Homeworld 1 special
Strike craft taking
is,
effective
oh, here we go, is how special it is,
armor vehicle
and
taking
how
effective
difficult
fire.
it can be,
Hostile
especially
railgun
salvage or
down.
micro.
Target set.
I mean, that's the typical meta of the game.
Alert. LAV down.
Yeah, another thing that they changed in the remaster
Enemy airstrike
is that they went from, so Homeworld 1 had a very different engine compared to Homeworld 2, and the crucial alteration was that they added unit types and I guess effectiveness classes in Homeworld 2. And in that sense, you have a rock, paper, scissors sort of mechanic, where fighters are good against bombers, bombers are good against capital ships and their subsystems. Oh no, not my railguns!
Engaging target.
Not my gumdrop railguns.
Hostile range craft.
And in essence, the issue with that is Homeworld 1's engine was purely ballistic. Like, if a fighter missed, it missed and the shots would hit something, you know, elsewhere. Or they would just sail off into the ether. And losing that is just disappointing because it means capital ships are magically ineffective against certain classes simply because the RNG is, I guess, done that way. So that is the biggest disappointment to me about Homeworld Remastered and what it did to Homeworld 1. Oh, hi, Shimada Tiger. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my slightly pickled state here. I wish I could move my body a little more, but the acceleration gel really does restrict limb movement quite a bit. But you know what? That's better than my organs and my lungs moving inside of my body. That tends to kill you.
Rudder copies. We're cleared to move.
Well, I don't know if I'm super creative. This is my job after all.
Secure. Hostile detected. Visual
All I can do is, you know, get the augmentations I need in order to survive. Oh dear, I lost all my resources again. Oh no, there they are. Thank you.
Move out.
Yeah, essentially anyone doing courier work on a ship that does more than, say, 5 Gs of acceleration. Oh, there we go, that's that upgrade paying for itself. The support cruiser AA missiles.
I wish I had a fully equipped lab to study this material in more detail.
I'm sorry, Rachel, we don't have time to study. We only have time to salvage. But yeah, if you're pulling more than 6 Gs for an extended period of time, and I pull 20 Gs, oftentimes for days on end, you really have to be in an acceleration tank. Otherwise, things really just they don't go well.
Get started. Salvage are up. Time's a wasting. Set charges right there. Salvage your copies.
All right, we have enough charges. Let's pull back to a safe distance.
Crews are ready. Moving out. Salvage are ready.
Let's do some demolition ranch stuff here. Push the button.
Intel, we found an artifact.
Another artifact. Fantastic.
Looks promising.
Rachel!
Great work. Continue salvaging.
Actually, I can use any old base runner to get it, I believe.
Alert.
Support deploying at next wreck site. Expecting Gaussian reinforcements.
Lovely.
Ready.
All right, attack force. Clear them out.
Move to fire. Armored vehicle is taking fire. Press fire. Counter fire.
No. Stay away from my base runner. I need that artifact.
Go for strike craft. Taking effective
Oh, no.
fire.
Okay, so I see. So for the campaign, normally a base runner in skirmish can be used to acquire the artifacts. But in campaign, only Rachel is somehow qualified to
Collect the artifact.
pick something up and drive it to the carrier. I mean, I can't make a judgment because Rachel's degrees in the various sciences are likely far above my qualifications. But, you know, I guess we'll have to see. No, 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 no more railguns. Let's fire up a smoke screen so that... Thank you. So line of sight is very important in this game because some units have short range, some have much longer. LAVs, attack the railgun. Boost. So using hills and smoke to change that. Oh no, more Galcian. Oh no, no, they're attacking my salvage operations. Okay, it's time to deploy turrets. Roman says, I'm curious, have you played Freelancer? I have done very little Freelancer. It is something I would actually like to do. Let's add another turret. That may be in my list for future endeavors. The some of the modifications for Freelancer are definitely very appealing to me. One I saw years ago was the Itanos Circus mod, which, from my understanding, adds an Itanos Circus sort of a level of projectiles to the game.
This is Rachel, go ahead.
And I find that quite fun.
CU site exhausted.
Hi, Headless. This reminds you of Supreme Commander gameplay. Well, it's Supreme Commander in the sense that the scale is absolutely vast, but overall, I would say that this is more of a tactics game than an RTS to some extent. Okay, this is a problem. I have no railguns, and the Galcian are hitting me hard. Because all of my resourcing is stuck on the Capisi. And speaking of stuck on the Capisi, we need more railguns. Let's build at least... Oh good, our production has doubled. This artifact was well worth it. And we will need more light attack vehicles. Let's fill the rest of our queue with that. Who is that? Who is shooting?
Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach.
Oh, that railgun. Okay. So the AI is jamming up here. It's hitting the hill. Sometimes it does that. And I'm willing to expend a strikecraft group. I'm gonna send 2 more out to protect my assets. I had you hooked at Itanos Circus. I'm glad. I haven't had personal experience with that mod, but the footage I've seen of it seems rather, I guess, flashy.
Alert, carrier in contact.
Oh yes, here comes the point defense guns. I can't wait to get the Capisi out of this little playpen that it's stuck in. So anything on the map that is dark, you can move a carrier class vehicle on. Anything that's this light blue is too steep or too narrow for a carrier vehicle to move on. So I will attack this. Do these guys have missiles? Yes, attack, attack. Alright. See, are there any other series that are reminiscent of this, I guess?
Light attack vehicle in service.
I don't know, have any of you ever seen a game where you do have a mobile base like this? I think, I haven't had a chance to play this, but Planetary Annihilation, which is a petroglyph game, features a faction which has these mobile base walkers. I think they're an alien invader faction, and most of their structures are gigantic, you know, walkers of some sort. And there is a Command & Conquer game that is something like that, but we don't talk about it. Planetary Annihilation. Yes, it does have some walkers. Or is that a different PA that you're discussing? Oh, where are my railguns? Alright, let's Control-Shift, add these to our group. And I will make our group guard this. I'm really glad the AI only targets the support cruisers because they can repair each other. Oh, good, good, yeah. Yeah, PA has some interesting heavy walkers. If you're looking to play PA or Soupcom, anytime, talk to me. Hey. Oh, you're top 2. Nice. Yeah, I think I would personally place Soupcom a little bit above PA in my mind, but that's mostly because I think the UI for PA needs something a little more to make the 3-dimensional planetscape a little more, I guess, easy to deal with. I don't know what it would be, but or maybe perhaps some more factions would have been nice, but that's a secondary gripe. Yeah, Forge of the Alliance I think is it's not a perfect game by any means, because I don't think there are perfect games to some extent, but it's as close as you can get, I think, for that particular era. All right, let's actually do Rachel's repair speed, and we'll do the ability recharges later. All right, let's move on to the next wreck site.
Board is green.
The PC will be fine on her own, I think.
Research completed.
Actually, can we get... No, the map is blocked there. That's unfortunate.
Steady base.
We'll just stick around here. So for anyone else tuning in, what are your guys' favorite RTS games, if any? I know that Age of Empires and Age of Mythology have a pretty large following, and the Command & Conquer series is also rather big.
A turret is under fire.
Let's see here. The Dune series definitely has not had any new entries in it, unfortunately. In terms of big units, you think Supreme Commander beats out PA for sure? Yes. I think the experimentals in Planetary Annihilation are
Send orders.
a little bit lackluster, to put it mildly.
On our way.
Especially how they lack a lot of secondary damage abilities. I just find that unbelievable that something like the giant sonic robot, I don't remember its name, but the one that stomps the ground in order to damage units,
Got an assignment.
that one has no AA, and it has no basic projectile weapons, and it's just... And I understand that's the style of PA, but it's a little...
Salvage are ready. Secure PDA.
There's a reason I play some more FA,
Get started.
or Forged Alliance.
Hostile strike fighter in circulation. Systems ready.
Right.
On our way.
Shimada, you're basic and want to play more. What kind of a RTS do you want to be your, I guess, training tool, to put it that way, I suppose.
Enemy fight intel. We found an artifact at this location.
Melchior.
Promising. Great work.
AoE 2 for you. And number Supcom still has its place.
Successfully.
Fantastic.
Gaussian forces are responding to our salvage
Raku.
operations.
Nobody's truly a brainlet for RTS. It does just take practice.
Defensive forces to our salvage crew's position.
Like,
We're being held
it's
by
taken me a while to get used to speaking and also doing this clicky stuff.
Reading you.
Rachel, get that artifact.
Officer responding.
Oh, what's this?
Suggest carrier Capisi. There can be no hiding from the Gaussian immigrant desert.
Oh no.
We are the desert. As before, you have violated this holy site. Only now
The Ahsoka.
to destroy it, pillaging its sacred artifacts.
That's where the airstrikes were coming
Those
from.
profane ambitions. You may go no further. Prepare to face the wrath of Seljuk. And beg
That's a lot of artillery cruisers. I don't like that.
I will pray for your soul.
Oh no. Ah, yes. Alaric and Headless. Yeah. The chain of spiritual successors. It is pretty cool. First Total Annihilation, then Supcom.
Hostiles designated.
The Gaussian
Oh.
Commander Kagan has cornered us.
Oh no.
We are heavily outnumbered.
And then, who knows what will be
They mount
next.
From all sides. We must stand our ground.
Okay, we need
All
more.
personnel,
We need to pull
man
back.
your battle stations. Down. This is the
Capisi should be okay. The railguns, as they're crawling up this slope, will not be able to attack the Capisi, I think. Okay, we need more resource collectors, at least 3 more.
Pull back to the Capisi.
We need more light attack vehicles,
Immediately.
Gaussian units approaching. This is
and we need...
All
No, we don't need
available
anything
forces
else.
are to protect salvage crews
Let
and
me
the
pause
Capisi.
this for a second. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jeremy Soule. He's a prodigious composer. Oh yeah, Shimada. You played a lot of StarCraft and Halo Wars, but you want to learn larger scale RTS games. Well, you know, I think if you have the proficiency to play the kind of intense clickfest that is StarCraft,
Order confirmed.
you should be able to handle some of the
Be advised.
I guess,
the Gaussians
economic
deployed a new variant of
economic
their armored
micro
combat unit.
as maybe I would describe it.
appears to have replaced its standard armament with a missile battery.
Oh no.
This will allow it to function as both ground fire support and mobile AA.
There we go.
Light attack
Come on, Rachel,
vehicle
you have
in
this.
service.
Pick it up.
Light attack vehicle
Halo Wars was
online.
definitely a console RTS,
Hostile light
but that
attack
does
vehicle
make it an
visually
excellent
authentic.
introduction.
Send message.
Alright, come on, salvagers. We are not leaving without this stuff. Okay, so the Capisi is about to get ground pounded. Let's use this path to move our resources.
Enemy railgun firing on friendlies.
Okay, this is nice. The enemy is moving to attack the Capisi primarily, and not
CUs exhausted.
the resourcing site. So I think we can do a little cheese here. Let's Capisi cut them off here at the pass with fighters.
Dialed in.
Green line confirmed. Engines hot.
I like playing StarCraft Total Annihilation and Dawn of War 1 multiplayer because you were able to keep up. Yeah, I also enjoyed
PC copy.
Dawn of War 1. Multiplayer I was not the best at
Destroyed.
during my exposure to it,
Command carrier
but
taking
unfortunately I haven't had a chance to try
fire.
since.
Alert. Carrier is taking fire.
Alright, we need to pull back,
Receiving.
spread back.
Straight shot. Go.
Oh, Shimada, you played some of AoE too.
Fire on the move. Light attack vehicle.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
under fire.
it's.
Reporting.
It,
Going
I mean, I will say that at least in my opinion, a lot of it is just practice, and to some extent, I think also reading, because there is an amount of meta that you can't really pick up quite immediately. Okay, how's our resourcing operation going here? Okay, Capisi's handling this. Okay, the Galcian are being very foolish here. They are brainless. They are rushing at the Capisi.
The railgun is taking effective fire. Support crews are
Okay,
under
never
attack.
mind. We're just gonna attack the
Order
next
that
group.
truck.
Okay, how's our salvagers? Get on it.
Coordinates confirmed. Alert.
Sedim
Bombers.
Reinforcements have arrived. I say again, Sedim
Oh no,
reinforcements
Sedim.
have arrived. All units, hold fast and maintain position.
Kaboom!
Capisi, this is Captain Mashad of the Sidim carrier Sakala.
Captain
Be
Mashad.
advised, the enemy carrier Ashoka and her fleet have us surrounded. Understood. We warned you and our coalition partners for years of the Galcian threat. We called for a total cleansing of the desert wastelands, but now this appears beyond our reach. I suggest we finish off these Grigidim while we have the advantage. Agreed.
So Captain Mashad is
The Galcian
not a very
carrier
kind
has an
individual.
escort of multiple cruisers. Recommend immediate advance on the Galcian position.
I don't think I'll do that. I'm gonna let the Sakala handle that.
Capisi, say again.
The game's mechanics are a mystery to you. Yeah, they're somewhat mysterious to me,
All
unfortunately.
units, move on those
At least at the
siege
very
cruisers
moment.
now.
Okay, I guess let's help the Sakala so he's not completely destroyed.
Grid updated.
Yeah, so the Sakala is the only other surviving carrier of the Capisi class. Actually, I'm sorry, the Sakala I believe was the first of her kind, and the Capisi is one of the others. But the Sakala and the Capisi are the only ones that made it out of Tyr before the Galcian siege cornered us. Come on, resourcers, let's begin salvage.
Scan reports back in the site. Be ready to adjust. Reading.
Alright, light attack vehicles, join
Control
Group 1.
Group 1 designated.
Underway.
Let's see here, come on.
Coordinates
Move into
Allied
position.
craft has been engaged.
We have
Provide
lost a
fire
lot of
support.
units.
Capisi, we are taking heavy fire. Request your forces target the Galcian siege cruisers near our location.
I'll use fighters for that.
Strike
I'm
fighter
not wasting
coordinates
any of my
dialed
precious
in.
units.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn.
Yeah, but so the Sakala belongs to a kith, and there are multiple kiths that form the Northern Coalition. And a kith is basically
Enemy armor
a
approaching. We got
tribe,
something on the horizon.
but it's
Waiting for
not
eyes
necessarily
on
some kind of
position.
ethnic thing. It's essentially just
Interceptor taking
a group of like a unified, I guess, extended family or multiple extended families
fire.
interrelated,
Hostile siege cruiser eliminated.
interlinked, chair clattering. Alright.
Alert, strike fighters on
And
board
the
except.
Sidim are one of the most, I guess, stuck-up kiths. They believe themselves to be superior than all the others. So it's a bit of a shame that we have to cooperate with them because they really treat us like dirt. Captain Mashad is barely hiding the contempt in his voice. So, for now, I'm gonna let them suffer in casualties because, frankly, they would let me do the same thing for them. Shimada, aesthetically speaking, this game reminds me a lot of Daemon Ex Machina. Interesting. Is that a tactical game, an RPG? I have not heard of that one, unfortunately. And Headless. Homeworld 1 was definitely its own RTS tactical thing, especially considering 3D space. Yes, there are very few games out there that currently have that sort of mechanic. One of the ones I have seen that attempted it is Void Destroyer, but I have not had a chance to go through the Void Destroyer campaign. It's a little clunky in my opinion, at least when I was trying it out. But it may have changed since then. I'm glad you like that, Ray. Okay, our resource harvesting operations have been completed. So we can move our forces back, and we can pull back our resources to the Capisi.
On the move.
Like, I guess, chicks to a mother hen. I know the cult of chicken watchers may be out there, so maybe that will pull them out of the darkness and into the light.
Ready for command. Copy. On our way.
These chickens have such a lure. A third-person mech shooter. Desert location and vehicle designs remind me a lot of it. Oh, okay, yeah.
Green line confirmed.
Is the plot also somewhat of a apocalyptic world that is lost feel in Daemon Ex Machina?
Strike fighter coordinates.
Well, this isn't apocalyptic. At least if you read the manual for the game, which I love when the game forces you to read a manual. The deserts are encroaching on the barely habitable northern poles of the planet, both northern and southern poles of the planet. And slowly this planet is dying. So it is imperative that we recover technology and escape the dying world of Kharak. Oh, the chickens! They're out! Oh no! Does this game spoil the first one? It does not. Only the very last mission spoils the beginning of the first mission in the first game. And that is not a spoiler. It's just essentially, you know, a hint of what's to come. Although there is, I suppose, one spoiler. Second to last mission. But, it means nothing without the context of the second game. Ah, the Ashoka's fleeing into the desert. And because the Galcian use hover units, we can't catch them.
Personal log, Operations Officer Clea Soban, Expedition Carrier Capisi. How many days have we been out here? Feels like weeks already. We've re-established communication with the north. Reports from Tyr are encouraging. Pockets of resistance have sprung up and are holding Galcian forces at bay. But for how long? Here, crew morale remains high despite the constant engagement with Galcian forces. I can't say enough about the men and women who've signed on, risking their lives for this expedition. Our goal feels almost impossible at times, but there is hope, and a will to succeed against all odds. For now, that will have to do.
So that, the Intel officer is of the Sabani Kith, and that's another one of the tribes in the Northern Coalition. The Sabani are known for being warriors of the finest caliber, and they actually are a DLC faction, but they do not appear in the campaign. They're only playable in skirmish. However, they do appear in Homeworld 2, although, albeit briefly. Melchior, you want to try the first one? Ah, you got it as a kid. Yeah, it's, I don't know if you have an original copy, and I'm not sure how well that would work on a modern system, but the remastered copy, which frequently goes on sale, includes both Homeworld 1 and 2 remastered, and also includes the original Homeworld 1 and 2. And I'm not quite sure if they modified the engine, or modified the executable of Homeworld 1 Original, the non-remastered version, in order to run on modern Windows systems. And I think it actually does run, but you should probably check online forums before, you know, you commit to buying it, or you could try your old one and see if that works, because it may actually work with the right fixes, or there may not even need to be fixes. Yes, Godspeed the expedition. The tragedy is still to come. Alright, incident report. Kalash wreck was off-world in origin. Repeat, Kalash site is not of Kharak. Sakala has finally made rendezvous as Galcian carrier Ashoka descended, in pursuit. So the cute thing about this fleet status is you can see your fuel and water slowly falling. The systems online has gone up, and so has the power, but for the time being we are draining our resources slowly as we push into the desert. And if you look right here, the ambient temperature has climbed from 30 to 43 Celsius. So if you think about that in your average summer, this is essentially non-survivable. Alright, let's move on. You know, 43C, just a nice summer. Yeah, one of my jobs at the planet Gehenna, at the Orak Corporation's, I guess, mining sites, that planet was 50C. Nobody stepped outside without an environmental suit, and you never really even stepped outside. You either stuck around in the crawlers as they traveled between the mineral deposits, or you were just underground. It was a dismal assignment.
The Ashoka is damaged and on the
And I
run.
didn't have my
Yet
my neural
despite the
implants back
artifacts
then,
we've recovered
so I didn't have
and the
a
upgrades
simulated
we've made to
environment
the
to reside in.
We are still no match for her speed. Having relocated to a wide debris field deep within the Baladin Dune Sea, the Ashoka appears to be conducting much-needed resource operations. The Sakala will maneuver to the north and draw the Ashoka away. The Kapisi will then strike directly at the enemy resourcing operations. Once we have wiped out their ground forces, we'll move to eliminate the Ashoka, clearing a path to the site of the primary anomaly.
Ah yes, Melchior. My, essentially one of the big issues with long-term work as a pilot or crewman of any kind of high G accelerating vessel is that you are stuck in these tubes for extended periods of time. Months on end sometimes. The process of extracting yourself is quite unpleasant. I don't talk about the implants a lot because they're rather unpleasant, and let's just say catheters are the least of your worries here. And because of that, we tend to not go off-world much unless we have long breaks. So to stay sane, we basically have a neural implant is almost a requirement to control the vessel and to live in these simulations. For example, if you can hear a mouse clattering right now, that's because the simulation is accurate enough. I have this, to the best of my knowledge, simulated 21st century ancient pre-war Terran environment. It's suitably scuffed, I believe the term is. The microphone is also simulated to be a model that's, you know, not quite very expensive. Simi, am I wearing a catheter? You know, I'll leave that to your imagination. But let's just say there's tubes aplenty for anyone who likes tubes.
New heading.
I don't like tubes anymore. Okay, we need to resource immediately. Let's move our military forces to lead off this Galcian attack. It's a series of tubes. It really is.
Moving out. Carrier here. Carrier moving. Seal hatches.
Melchior, make of it what you will. I'm telling you what it is because,
Base runner here.
if anyone's considering a career in high G vessel operation or even being a crewman, just think about your dignity.
Base runner.
And also, I will probably never grow hair on the back of my skull again, so no mullets for me. I am only party in the front.
Just
Oh,
when
I'm
we're
sorry.
getting comfortable.
I'm messing up my Terran lore. It's a party in the back, right? It's always business in the front. Oh, yes. The simulation, right? That's the thing. Oh no.
Armor online. Board is great.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to my next engine overhaul. One of the issues about riding what is essentially a nuclear rocket is that it tends to irradiate itself to death. Like, literally, the casing begins to transmute into materials that they're not supposed to be, and that destroys the durability. And when you're pulling 20 Gs, the last thing you want is to lose fusion drive containment. And if you're running an antimatter drive, you definitely want to maintain coherence of the containment fields. So, yeah, I am not looking forward to pulling those bits out. But, on plus side, I'll be able to go on-world. And there's a wonderful terraformed world that I like to go to. And I have a motorcycle in a garage there. And, oh, man, do I love riding those. I know it's kind of a thrill to fly a starship sometimes, but let me tell you, nothing beats actually having no connection to your vehicle. It's a completely different thrill. Being vulnerable and nearly dying on every turn, if you mess up, it's odd. Are the benefits good at least? Well, depends on who you're working with. I mean, in general, spacers have a varied lifestyle. I'm an independent courier. Technically, my title is Independent Starship Operator, ISO. That's why I don't really call myself captain, because I'm not really a captain. I'm just, you know, a man in a tube with some neural probes stuck into him. And, you know, I happen to pick up contracts here and there. I sometimes do charters. Most of the goods I move around are data, oddly enough. Oh no, I am, yeah. Let me get to the micro here. Where are the resource collectors? Oh, there's the salvagers, okay. Let's see. Yeah, but the, overall the benefits aren't good. The benefits are what you make it. However, you do make an absurd amount of money depending on the contract that you, manage to employ. For example, if you run something like data for a corporation, and this is, you mostly run data because it is still faster to transport containerfuls of data storage medium than to send data over a jump net. The jump net has a very interesting issue with it, which has been there from its inception, and that is that, I guess, yeah, while the action isn't happening. Alright, we salvaged this field completely.
Systems ready.
Let's move these resources to Group 10. Rachel, you can move forward. The PC, move into position. So, credits, which form the basis of pretty much all interstellar trade, they are based on 1 kilobyte of data sent over the jump net at a given priority for 1 single jump. So JumpNet nodes tend to travel a variable distance, so these costs change. But in essence, credits are stored in a cryptographic sense, but the actual value that they're backed with isn't necessarily the work for processing the system, because the JumpNet operators essentially by agreement of all parties involved who accept the standard credit, they in essence will do the processing for you. There's no charge for that. However, for every single piece of data, and for every node that data jumps, and for the priority that you hold in the data queue, you in essence have to pay. So it's multiplicative. For example, this particular node is anywhere from 12 to 7 jumps, depending on the day and how the nodes are linked together. And because I am streaming, I need to have priority around 5 or so in order to get an acceptable bitrate. And I'm not talking good, I'm talking acceptable bitrate. So a lot of the courier money I make unfortunately goes to things like this, and ship maintenance. Ship maintenance, taxes, and credits for streaming. But let me tell you, it's worth it. I have never found a community this big for ancient Terran culture. I thought I was one of the only ones on you know, in my local net node, but then I expanded my horizons just a little bit, and I don't know if this is a, you know, a simulated world or if it's you know, an AI creation, but I don't ask those questions. Just like I don't ask about the chickens and why they're so popular. I accept it. I accept that, you know, whoever's listening could be AI or they could be fellow JumpNet users. So, you know, you really do have to watch what questions you ask out here, even in the Far Sense Coalition. Have I ever transported chickens? I've probably transported chicken genetic sequences and data. Oh, hello, corpse. But, oh, no. Resourcers, do not keep harvesting. Alright, let's move on to the next patch. Yes, genetic data I have definitely transported. So, the most valuable living creatures I have transported previously was a suspended Arabian racehorse. That was one of the most terrifying jobs I have ever had. In essence, some of the, one of the wealthy corporation, I guess, head honchos was looking to race his purebred on a world with actual, you know, grass and atmosphere. And they had this birthed in a gestation tube, and, you know, it had all of the, you know, correct genetic sequences for being of, you know, the pre-war Terran variety. And the race was in 1 week. Oh, that was... I was burning at 30 Gs for pretty much the full time. Right as I jumped in, I kicked the drive into... I pushed past the limiters. After that, I had to repair the entire drive core, at least the innards. But it was worth it, because I made more than enough to repair it, and I made more than a year's worth of what I used to make. I was finally able to get the right, the correct fitting radiators for my engine. I was also able to afford another gene mod after that. Oh no, that's a lot of railguns. Launching fighters, launching fighters. That is not good. Support cruisers, move into position. Yeah, that horse made it, but let me tell you, I don't ever want to do that again. Okay, that is a huge Galcian attack force. This is a bit of a problem. Capisi, we need you now. Powering up weapon systems. Powering down guns and repair. No. Okay. Capisi, move forward. Okay, we have lost all of our forces. Support cruisers, move into position. Where are my collectors? Move back, move back. Rachel, move forward. Keep repairing the Capisi. This is not good. Capisi, move forward. Alright, launch all fighters. Oh, Headless, you took care of some stallions. How were they to handle? I only saw one in suspension. I never had to deal with it personally. Alright, Capisi, pull back. Alright, we need to build LAVs immediately. Let's just build a full support queue of that. And, Corpse, sorry about the delay, but the chickens are the ones that the Chicken Cabal is apparently showcasing on a live stream. It seems to have gained some popularity. I believe it's some kind of nefarious plot at this point, but I can't be sure. So I'm just gonna bide my time. Ah! More cult sigils. You know, it's better than the cults of cyberneticists that I've had to deal with. I mean, I'm somewhat cybernetic myself, but oh boy, those guys take it to another degree. The chickens. They call to you. Join them. Feed them.
Light attack vehicle in service.
Shimada is spreading the word. Oh, hello, Egg! Welcome to the convoy! I hope you brought reinforcements, because I just got my ass kicked. How was the grand strategy? I saw an early part of it, as you may recall. Oh, wonderful! We're mutually kicked. Okay, we need more railguns. Armored assault vehicles and railguns. We'll need all of that. And we'll need another fighter. We lost one. Okay, we have all those
Strike
LEVs.
confirmed.
LEVs into Group
Fleet
1.
1 assigned.
Prep for displacement.
Okay.
Ready for assignment.
Support cruisers move into
Green light to
position.
proceed. Move.
Armored assault operational.
Okay, let's take a quick pause so the Gaussian do not wreck us. Okay, so we need to destroy the production cruisers, which are scattered across the battlefield. Let's move to this resource site first,
Clear out.
the central one. Actually, no, let's pull south, and let's use the Capisi as a battering ram in this
Carrier
case.
moving. Seal hatches.
All right. Sensors manager isn't nearly as beautiful as the rest of the game. Let's remove the HUD while we're building units. Capisi is backing it up! What a dump truck! Or in this case, crawler carrier. Yeah, if you like playing Tonka trucks in the sand, this game is for you. Alright, back to HUD.
Armored assault
Go for
online.
carrier.
Armored assault vehicles are coming online.
Position
Excellent.
mark. Take us out.
This game is all about mobility. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Railgun operational.
It's, you know, it's not a departure from the Homeworld series, because
Railgun
Homeworld is, in
online.
some sense, also about mobility, because, there are, at least in Homeworld 1, there is only one production structure, aside from
Hostile
carriers that you can build.
vehicle detected.
And
Hostile
while in the
detected.
campaign
Visual
it
alert
is
confirmed.
static, it definitely...
Attention.
1 second, I have to pay attention here. Oh, that's just,
Fighter ready for service.
sand skimmers, no big deal.
Hostile strike craft down. Strike craft taking effective fire.
I wonder if the,
Railgun operational.
No, I can't pause with the HUD off, unfortunate. Yeah, but in some sense, this game does follow the spirit of mobility that Homeworld is known
Fleet
for.
Group 3 assigned.
Let's roll out.
Homeworld 2 does not have that limitation that it had originally in terms
Fleet
of
Group 2 assigned.
For carrier.
your mothership not being able to move during the campaign. So it is all about moving from resource patch to resource patch and having mobile units following you around. I think the one thing that this game does not have that perhaps Homeworld 1 and 2 has is the ability to store strike craft within the hull of another vessel.
Capisi reading. Carrier moving.
Right, let's finish production and then we'll use the Capisi to attack these production cruisers.
Included in transmission.
Update received.
Capisi, more like cool PC, because this thing is awesome.
Armored assault operational.
Oh man. It would suck to be the intern who has to clean these headlights. Constant sand barrages from the desert wind. Or the track maintenance. Oh, I can't imagine track maintenance. I don't know if any of you are into tanks, but after watching The Chieftain, whose YouTube channel I highly recommend if you like the historical material, him asking how you tension tracks has now made me question that for everything. Now let's take a look at this railgun. See this track right here? A human is about slightly taller than my mouse cursor. Can you imagine the heavy equipment
Railgun
needed
online.
to tension this track? And this thing has 3 of them! And look, there's a cowling above it. Like, if this thing throws a track, you are hosed. And if the Capisi throws a track, man. Oh, you know, Girls in Panzer is the only thing you need to know to understand tanks. Yeah, and yes, Melchior, I did say tanks. Ah, Shimada, you like tanks? Chat, what is your favorite tank? I'll have to think about this for a second. And I guess you can pick a category, you know, Cold War tank, modern,
Go for Capisi.
World War One,
Take us out.
or perhaps even interwar period. It is tough. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a hard decision, just something that pops into your mind. Whatever tank fancies your interest at this present period in time.
Copies.
Let's assign our armored assaults to Group 2 and our railguns to Group 3. We're gonna do a little more micro now.
On our way.
Okay, harvesters, move them forward.
Got hostile on sensors.
Capisi, do your thing.
Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach.
Late World War II or the immediate post-war era? Yeah, that's when things get really interesting, but don't get too...
Cruisers appeared in the AO.
Yes, cheesy would be the word that I would use to describe some of the feelings I have.
Ready. New heading set.
Capisi, you got this.
Strike
Support
craft
cruisers, move
destroyed.
forward.
Set new heading.
Okay.
Make ready.
We're gonna use the
Heading set.
Capisi as a weapon here.
Coordinates confirmed.
Battering ram time, baby. Capisi, what are you doing?
New sector designated.
No, move this way. CV-35 or bust? I'm gonna have to look that one up real quick. Pause button. CV-35. Come on, DuckDuckGo. Do not fail me. I know there's a lot of nodes to jump through. Oh, the Caro Veloce! Oh! Oh, that poor thing. Oh, it must be sad to be in the to be that thing. Anzio Fiend. I like that term. Oh, Shimada, you like the tiger. I do wonder what your motivations for that are. But no, the tiger is a beautiful tank.
First Galcian cruiser destroyed.
Hostile Galcians seem to be adjusting their formations. Can you confirm?
No, I can't confirm. I can't even see the Galcian.
Confirmed.
Oh, it is
Be
confirmed.
advised. Two groups of Galcian combat units have broken away from the main patrol force and are
Let's break
strengthening
these.
defensive positions around the remaining production cruisers. Galcian production cruisers are actively
The
fabricating new
PL-01.
units. Stand by for enemy contact.
Vehicle detected. Proximity warning in effect. Hostiles
Oh no, I
designated.
mistyped that. Capisi, handle this while I type. A trusty girl. PL-01. Oh, that's that new Polish prototype. I have not been keeping up with my modern tank meta. Salvagers, grab what you can.
Targets identified. Advance and evaluate.
Okay, we're gonna have to bust the second production cruiser ASAP because they are consuming all of the resources.
Cruiser ready.
Capisi, do your
We're on the
best.
way.
Move into position.
PC, go ahead.
Yes, you can path. Thank goodness. Yeah, the PL-01 is beautifully chunky. I think it's a fantastic aesthetic, although I have no idea what its performance characteristics would be like. Melchior, the Tiger 1 is pretty moe, but also a huge bully. At the Battle of Kursk, the Germans had several dozen Tiger 1 tanks. I think like 30% of the USSR force was T-70s, which if you look them up, are ants in comparison. Yeah, the T-70 is,
Get us moving.
it's made to be bullied. I mean, it's a light tank, it's a scouting tank, but when you're desperate, you'll throw it into the fray. Let's see, what would be my favorite tank of World War II?
Strike craft destroyed.
You know, I'm a sucker for hull guns, so from just my cuteness rating, the, oh my god, why am I blanking on this?
Hostile detected. Visual unconfirmed.
What model number was that? What G number was that? Oh, the M3 Grant, yeah. The M3 Grant is just such a hodgepodge of interwar thinking and
Enemy salvage
you know,
Steady pace.
the beginnings of World War II tank design.
New class of Galcian
Yeah,
cruisers
Lee
detected.
Grant, the one with the 75mm howitzer in the hull.
It is faster and has a higher rate of fire, but a shorter range.
Yeah, the T-62 is a fantastic tank. It's got a great look. Oh, assault railguns.
Effective fire. Rachel is taking
These are
fire.
basically railguns, but
Alert.
machine guns. Oh no, these are just assault ships.
All section officers remain in station.
Okay. But they will be attacking us with assault railguns very shortly, I believe.
New coordinates verified.
Moving into position.
Hostile strike craft down.
It's
Get moving.
T-62. My issue with some
Level
of
setting,
the
maintain tower routing.
numbers is that I forget if the 62 or 64 was the more advanced model. The one which eventually evolved into the T-80. Capisi, do your thing.
Move through this hot zone.
I am not gonna damage any more of my units. And they took all the resources. Blast it. Alright, let's begin salvage operations here.
Coordinates
Kapisi, just target the production cruiser. These are fighters.
Fighter approach vector dialed in.
Strike systems online. Ready.
Out of all the Soviet tanks, what would my favorite be?
Interceptor taking fire.
It's gonna take some thinking.
Second production cruiser destroyed. Be advised, all remaining Gaussian combat units are converging on the
Yeah, 55 and 54. They look very similar, but if you know the details, you can tell them apart. Which right now, my neural situation does not allow for that level of detail, and I lost a fighter. We are low on resources. Oh, the Ashoka's coming back. Rachel, put demo charges up.
Sakala, say again.
Thank you, Rachel.
What is the Ashoka's vector? Sakala, do you read?
Alright, we need to harvest this immediately.
We are well within range of their broadcast. The Gaussian may be jamming the signal. Bearing.
Planes! Oh, I love me some aircraft myself. I definitely enjoy the World War II era. But I think the Cold War has some of the most fascinating developments out there. Just because so many things were tried, and that crossover of jet engine alongside just cannon. It's such a odd time. Yes! And how so many different nations had different design philosophies.
Sounds like we're in for more than just support duty on this run.
Oh, the F-100 with its catfish mouth. Blah, blah, blah. I tried popping there, I don't know if it was heard. Right, harvesting. Kapisi, move forward.
New heading. Adjust.
Just do the thing yourself. Rachel, join the Kapisi.
Deposit depleted. We're moving out. Spool up.
Enemy armor on approach. We've detected something. Can you confirm visual?
World in Conflict was a very unexplored setting of War Army stuff. Yeah, I had a chance to play some World in Conflict.
We're moving.
I was definitely not an expert at it, but it was an interesting game in the chance that I had to play it.
Operations update. Our use in the region
What is that game that was and remains, I believe, very popular, that was set in the Cold War / near or the 90s perhaps? Was it something?
Hostile armor eliminated.
One of the expansion packs was like Great Dragon or something, or Red Dragon. It wasn't World in Conflict, but it was
All hands. Target locked.
oh goodness, this is gonna drive me insane.
CU field expended.
Push her through.
Let's see if there's any resources left here. It's gonna be disappointing because there probably won't be. I'll need more power if I want more range, unfortunately.
Hostile light attack vehicle.
Let's move
visually
our
authenticated.
attack forces over here.
Underway.
We're about to exhaust our RUs anyways.
CU deposit depleted.
Reading you.
War game, yes, yes. Thank you, Halbernacht. I appreciate being able to offload some of my thought process.
CU field depleted.
But yes, that game I have never tried, but it does appear fascinating, especially from the formations and historical point of view. I do like games that,
Reading you, command. Board's green.
in essence,
Reposition.
don't necessarily try to be
We got something
RTS.
on the horizon. Waiting for eyes on to
Mainly because sometimes I find it difficult to drop suspension of disbelief that things like warships that take years to build
Cruiser sighted. Engage
could
and
be
destroy.
constructed within, you know, the span of a single game. And I know there's a certain amount of abstraction that is happening to make that occur, but at the same time, it's even easier when you don't have to abstract. So anything where you call things in, I appreciate that, although it does lose some of the click factor that I enjoy. Oh, that's
Tracking armored craft on
I mean, even in my part of the universe, there's like the larger cargo carriers and the like take quite a while to assemble.
Hostile strike craft down. Alert.
Even with the most advanced automated foundries, resource collection is still something that takes a toll on industry.
Enemy armor stable.
But that's a valid point.
Reposition.
Rachel, get over the hill. Okay, so Rachel is being attacked by assault railguns. And the Capisi is about to experience the same fate. LAVs, attack. Armored units take the brunt. Railguns move onto the hilltop for a firing position. Let's see, click, holds, alt. Let's see, railgun, click, alt. No, that's not the one. Click, shift, alt. No. Okay, good enough.
Vehicle marked on approach. We've got hostile on sensors. Confirm visual.
Okay, Capisi, that's fine. Attack the production cruiser.
Target set. All hands.
Alright, this should bring out the Ashoka, and we can finally face her down.
Final production cruiser group destroyed.
Relay.
Alright,
Intel, I've managed
let's move on to the last
psychology
salvageable
transmission.
resources
It's not
here.
perfect, but it's the best it's gonna get.
Enemy salvager.
Capisi, we've engaged the Ashoka, but they have broken away and are approaching your location. Prepare to take evasive action. Do you copy?
What kind of evasive action can I take?
Good work, Rachel. All stations, prepare to engage the Ashoka.
Oh no.
Be advised. Hostile carrier detected.
Enemy carrier detected. Moving fast on our
The soundtrack is fantastic here.
The Ashoka has arrived. All carrier personnel to battle stations.
Yes, it's quite the scale. Yeah, this is a bit of an oh-no situation, Headless.
The Ashoka is heading towards a nearby resource deposit and is at full combat strength.
We should move away.
Prepare defenses.
Damn it, my LAVs decided to...
Alert. LAV down. On our way.
Alright,
Ready.
we're losing LAVs, but that's fine. Let's collect some more resources before we engage the Ashoka. So let's take the Capisi down to this position here. We will collect this node, and I doubt we will be able to collect anything more. And we've basically lost our entire LAV force.
Enemy railgun firing.
My LAVs just died. Let's fucking go!
Be advised. Group 1 lost.
Okay.
Repeat. Group 1 lost.
We need another fighter craft, and we need a whole swarm of LAVs. Okay, we got a full queue.
Strike fighter online.
Attention.
Alright,
Armored vehicle is
Capisi
taking
launched
fire.
some fighters to cover the retreat.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn.
Oh no, that's railguns.
Light attack vehicle online.
So Kagan has an anti-aircraft squad, which is a problem.
Large group of Gaussian units is inbound from the Ashoka.
That's okay, we can handle it.
Anti-air defenses. Recommend airstrikes.
That is what I'm doing.
Vehicle in service.
Airstrikes. Okay,
Light attack vehicle
PC is
online.
moving steadily.
Sector designated. Move out. Enemy railgun eliminated.
I do like this
Hostile
map.
on
The
sensors.
ability to get around but being impeded by all of these twists and turns
Hostile
is
armor
definitely
incoming.
a nice change of pace.
We're ready for orders.
Let's see, okay, so we still have our resourcers. Let's have them move here.
Railgun reading.
Where is Rachel? Rachel, please set up some demo charges, because you're the best at it.
Reading you.
Alright, let's crack open this wreck and get to harvesting. Because we are desperately low on resources. What kind of upgrades can we do that might help in this battle? Rachel's a jet combat upgrade. Not worth it at the moment. My resources are fairly low from my dismal performance at the beginning of this scenario. I believe that in 20th and 21st century Earth, this was what carried the space shuttle to its launch pad. And the spaceship may have been a primitive machine, but it still does not downplay the accomplishment of making something like this to carry, you know, one of the earliest things that brought humans into space.
Ready.
Alright, we have our light attack vehicles. Assign them to the control group.
Order confirmed. On our way.
I believe large excavators were also built similar to this. Although their power source was definitely external in many cases. Generators dragged along or connected via cable. Okay, let's detonate our charges. Yes, Carbide. The crawlers were definitely for their time quite the thing. Alright, artifact. Rachel.
Systems locked down and point defenses active. Hostile light attack vehicle visually authenticated. We've detected something.
Alright, Capisi,
Visual. Tracking armored
can you
truck
handle
on
this?
approach.
Artifact recovered. Authentication confirmed.
Assault railguns and no long-range railguns. The Capisi can handle this.
Carrier in contact.
We're gonna need to repair her though.
Standing by.
So Rachel's recovered an artifact. What artifacts do we have? Aircraft cost efficiency. Fantastic.
Science officer on
Hostile
route.
strike craft down. Impact report.
Oh man. Kharak is sort of like Arrakis in some sense, yes. Oh, more attackers. Assault railgun, not your friend. I don't think there was necessarily a direct. Ooh, that must have hurt. A direct inspiration, but it certainly is a similar world with very low survivability and only the poles being habitable to any significant degree. Although there is no native life.
Red alert.
Actually, no, I apologize. There is
Fire.
plenty of native life. You just never encounter it in-game. It's always small creatures. What sort of ground-to-ground weapon system was the carrier mounted with? So the carrier has these close-in weapon systems, which is a rotary-barreled automatic weapon of some sort, probably a light autocannon, and this missile silo right here, which is a vertical launch system, but it's probably the most powerful weapon on the carrier. All right, let's begin harvesting while we still have the opportunity.
On scanner. Conducting sweep.
Uh-oh. What's going on here?
A large wave of Gaussian aircraft have been detected incoming from the north.
Never underestimate the efficacy of missiles and ballistic weapons.
To the Ashoka.
I mean, my courier has a few defensive weapons, and
Destroy them before they land
yeah, I
on
have a
the
pair of autocannons and some missile racks.
Allowed to rendezvous with the Ashoka.
I haven't had to use them yet,
Greatly
but
increase your air strength.
you gotta be ready if there's pirates around.
Aircraft missile systems from the AA turret to be
The scariest
compatible
part
with
is
the
where
intelligent
pirates
attack.
get you at jump
This will provide
nodes.
us with a mobile anti-air platform.
Not that you can't jump anywhere, but
The
it's
missile
much cheaper
battery
to
is
use a
effective
gate.
against both ground
Doesn't
and
stress
air
your drives
targets.
as much
However,
either.
it can only fire while stationary.
A sword?
Upgrade fabrication facilities
Well, you know,
and
that's,
begin producing missile batteries to counter them.
Kinetic energy missiles are something like that.
ETA, 7 minutes.
Sort of like swords mounted onto plasma drives. They just go at quite aggressive velocities, perhaps more than your arm can deliver. Let's move our support cruisers forward.
Attention.
Okay, let's move the Capisi up,
Confirmed.
because we're going to begin an attack shortly. I made a very, I guess, general comparison. No, of course. The skill to use a blade is something I have not mastered, and I respect anyone who keeps those ancient martial arts alive. I'm just saying that, at least in my domain, we have to use a different kind of sword in order to, make ends meet. I mean, most militaries don't even use
Enemy contacts on the board.
kinetic missiles exclusively. They use plenty of things such as
Hostile railguns have opened up.
Kasaba howitzers and other exotic, I guess, as opposed to your perspective weapons.
75% hull
Oh no, Rachel is getting absolutely slaughtered here. Run! Run! Capisi, you can handle this. Alright, we're gonna need LAVs here.
Alert, carrier taking fire.
LAVs for these railguns.
Full speed. Crew ready.
Come on,
Enemy
Capisi.
aircraft will enter the combat zone in approximately 5 minutes.
Attack vector dialed in.
Build and deploy AA
Thank you, Melchior.
missile batteries to intercept the Galaxian
Perhaps I will
aircraft.
have a
Integrity.
an article to share with my fellow wingmates about some of the armaments available in my part of the Far Suns Coalition. I can't afford most of them, but
Enemy armor.
boy do I look forward to having some of the more exotic warheads. Right now I'm running simple kinetics, but if I can get my hands on a Voitenko compressor missile, I will have a much greater standoff range. The Voitenko compressor is basically a tube with explosives on one end and a light gas, such as hydrogen, all packed in behind a projectile. And when the explosives go off, they begin compressing the gas and shoving the projectile out the barrel. It's a weapon that unfortunately is one shot,
Focus the repair on
but that
primary
one
systems.
shot is very powerful. And it's a hypervelocity weapon.
Deposit depleted.
Whipple shields do help protect against it, but with a larger projectile, even they can't withstand for long.
Move out.
Rachel, we need to repair the
critical systems
Capisi.
first.
The Capisi will repair you.
CU field depleted.
Alright, LAVs.
Green line confirmed. Support ready.
Okay, we've exhausted this resource patch.
Salvager ready.
I'm gonna have my support cruisers move here,
Going mobile.
so we can collect that one last bit of resource.
Reporting.
But actually what I want to do is attempt to lure the Ashoka away, so that maybe if there's an artifact in this particular resource patch, I could obtain it.
Trackers assigned. Coordinates confirmed.
Because these artifacts... Let me pause for a second. No, I can't pause. Oh, that is unfortunate. But
Gaussian
they
interceptor
do
group
provide
ETA,
certain
3 minutes.
abilities that even power can't provide.
Build and deploy AA
And the power
turrets
comes
for
as you
missile
move through the
batteries to
scenarios.
intercept the Gaussian aircraft.
Enemy railgun eliminated.
Gaussian aircraft inbound?
Taking
That's
effective
okay.
fire. Enemy railgun
Alright, move
fire
forward.
on threat confirmed.
Let's knock out these railguns. Speed boost. Perfect, got it. Pull away.
Alert. Command carrier taking fire.
There's the anti-air squad. We're just gonna knock them out.
Reporting.
And Rachel will now do a sneaky little move where we're gonna plant explosives and see if there's anything good in that
CU site
wreck over there.
exhausted.
Alright, Rachel. Stop, and I'm just
Await
gonna
orders. Reading you,
make sure you
Command.
do this at longest range possible. And then you immediately pull back
Move order confirmed.
to
Reading.
guard the Capisi. Oh man, what are you doing? Or what is your driver doing? What is your major malfunction?
Ready. Send. New
PC,
sector
pull back.
designated. Move out. Coordinates confirmed.
There we go.
PC moving out.
Yes. They're critical intelligence
Hostile
failure
detected.
on their
Visual
part.
unconfirmed.
Heavy railguns coming in.
Copies. Hostile sighted.
Protect Rachel.
Hostile light
Boost.
attack vehicle detected. Alert. Rachel is under fire. Hostile railgun.
Let's move the rest of our forces behind the Capisi. And Rachel is fleeing. Good. Oh, that's not good. Pull back. Pull back.
Ready. Hostile range
All
traffic
forces
on
attack.
This is the captain.
Rachel, pull back.
Reposition.
Strike craft destroyed.
Reposition.
Alert.
Yes,
Rachel alert.
reposition is the word.
Destroyed.
Capisi, move forward and take the brunt.
Get moving.
Gaussian interceptor group ETA, 60 seconds.
I am straight up giving
Deploy
Rachel her
aircraft
combat
assets to
upgrade.
Intercept them before they land on the Ashoka.
This is the captain.
Launching fighters now.
Build and deploy AA turrets or missile batteries to intercept the Gaussian aircraft.
We're gonna need those repair cruisers
Ready for
immediately.
orders. Be advised. Move Group 1 lost. Repeating. Group 1 lost.
Resourcers, pull back.
Interceptor taking hostile fire.
Okay, good. There's no artifact.
Armored vehicle lost.
Okay, we're holding so far.
Gaussian interceptor group ETA,
Need to move our railguns up.
Time to clear out. Be ready.
Attack move. Rachel, move to repair the Capisi.
Primary system.
Alert. Strike fighter lost.
This is a very appropriate soundtrack. How many fighters have we lost? Far too many.
Listen up. Push her through.
Alright, Capisi, move forward.
Armored vehicle has been destroyed.
Come on, come on.
We got something.
Galcian aircraft on approach.
Authenticate.
Support cruisers.
Maintenance
We
protocols
need
in
you
effect.
here.
Go for support. Reposition.
Hostile armor. Eliminate. New coordinates verified. Power channel 8 secondary. Maintain.
Alright. We're holding in there. The majority of the Galcian forces have been destroyed.
All hands.
Capisi, hold position. Just keep chipping away at them. Rachel, move in over here to get repaired.
Salvager ready.
Salvagers, move behind the Capisi. We're gonna start salvaging in combat.
This is the captain. Engage
Capisi, try to destroy the missile squad if
Intel,
possible.
I'm detecting an energy buildup within the Ashoka.
Oh boy, this is not good. Ooh!
What the hell was that?
An electromagnetic pulse.
Multiple units disabled.
Estimate time to recovery.
Hey!
Until then,
Kagan hit her friendlies with that. And the Capisi does not care all that much.
Resources and deploying additional defensive units. Initiate evasive maneuvers and continue to engage the Ashoka until the EMP disabled units come back online.
Oh no, Intel officer, it's the Ashoka who's going to be doing the evasive maneuvers. I am done running. Move into position for combat harvesting. You want to call it that. Right, Rachel, we're going to get you fixed up.
Rachel moving out. Intel, EMP energy signature detected. They are recharging the weapon.
All hands.
Come on, come on, come on.
Advise when the EMP approaches firing readiness. Multiple Galcian interceptors.
Okay,
are landing on the
railguns
Ashoka.
moving forward. I only have 2 armored assault craft.
Further.
Set my...
It will only take them a short time to rearm and begin launching strikes against us. Prepare anti-aircraft defenses.
Okay. Let's use base runners to deploy anti-aircraft turrets.
Coordinates confirmed.
Actually, no, let's build missile batteries, because they are at least reusable from mission to mission. It would be a waste to have something that we lose right after this.
Salvager copies.
Alright, salvagers, begin operations.
Acquired.
We need those CUs. And RUs.
Op ready.
Railguns.
Support
Rachel's...
ready. New heading set.
Reference your scan reports for density.
Why is Rachel not being repaired?
Reporting. Maintenance protocols in effect.
There we go.
Ready.
Cruisers guard here.
Starting support cruiser.
Okay, fantastic. She's being
Standing
repaired.
Attention.
Okay. Once we build missile batteries, we should be a lot
Research
safer.
completed.
Okay, missile batteries coming online. Let's build 4 of them at least.
Alert. Hostile strike fighter in circulation.
Now we will need
Support cruiser
armored
under
assault
attack. Immediate
vehicles.
fire support on that position.
And we are out of RUs, unfortunate.
Ready for orders.
At least it was the support cruiser that took damage and that thing can handle it.
CU field depleted.
That's okay.
CUs exhausted.
We'll chase... The Ashoka should not be able to do any kind of resourcing here.
Missile battery operational.
Ugh, Capisi. Alright, Capisi, move forward.
Move out.
CU field expended. CU deposit
New heading
depleted.
set.
Moving
New heading
forward.
set. New sector designated. Move out.
The Ashoka, while she is faster, she is still trapped to the same galleries that we must take within this Dune Sea.
Copy. We're ready.
Alright. How's our production going here? Let's set the rally point to
Missile
the
battery
Capisi again.
online.
We've got hostile on sensors. Confirm.
Alright, we have 4 missile batteries.
Support
Let's
cruiser
assign
under
them to
attack.
control
Immediate
command
fire
group
support
4
on that position.
Fleet group 4 assigned.
and have them follow the Capisi. Okay, the interceptors are all gone.
Interceptor destroyed.
And we have all the RUs we will ever be able to extract from this map. So now we have no choice but to destroy them.
Science officer en route. Intel, the enemy EMP is nearing full power. They could fire at any time.
And that's fine. The Ashoka can do what it likes, because I will be destroying it regardless. Let's build some more armored assault vehicles and build more light attack vehicles. And we are out of resources.
Construction resources exhausted.
Actually, let's save some just in case we will need more salvagers. It would be terrible to start a scenario with no salvagers. So salvagers can hide, and every other force can move forward.
Go ahead. Armor is en route.
Armored assault operational.
Green line
Assaults can
confirmed.
move into position,
Go for ranged.
and same with
Move
railguns.
confirmed. Cruiser ready. Grid updated.
Okay,
Fleet Group 9
both of
assigned.
these support cruisers.
Green line confirmed.
And Rachel and her base runner friends,
Armored assault online.
I'm gonna put them in one command group now. She can protect the
Guard
Capisi.
position set.
Armored assault operational. Fleet Group 8
These
assigned.
can hide here.
Moving.
Alright, let's begin our attack.
Light attack vehicle in service.
Coordinates confirmed.
Getting awful close to the firing range.
Armored assault online.
How's our production looking?
Ready. Send.
Production is complete. Let's assign all of our armored assaults to
Fleet
Group
Group
2.
2 assigned.
Move order
We have
confirmed.
no LAVs. Actually, no, we have one survivor.
Fleet Group 1 assigned.
He can hang back.
Copy. Moving. Enemy aircraft will enter the combat zone in approximately 5 minutes.
5 minutes, more than enough time.
Attention.
Capisi
Reading.
attack.
Hostile designated. Armor ready.
Alright, let's
order
move the
confirmed.
missile batteries to a safe location on this hilltop here. And let's move railguns into position, being covered by
Hostile armor incoming.
the armored attack vehicles to protect them from skimmers.
Hostile light attack vehicle visually authenticated.
So skimmers, assault ships, not a whole heck of a lot. Missile battery, pull back, pull back.
Alert.
That pathing was not optimal.
Crew ready. Pushers through strike craft taking effective fire.
Capisi just ram inward.
Ready for command. Maintenance protocols in effect. Hostile rail
Cruisers,
opened up.
get a move on.
Be advised. Group 1 lost. Repeat. Group 1 lost. Warning. Carrier hull passing 75%. Target readjust.
Alright, Capisi's close. We can drop the range and
Weapon
put
range
all of our
system
power
online.
into armor.
Carrier warning. Heat levels are spiking. Reroute power to avoid system damage.
Yeah, the game design is incredible. I will agree with you there.
All stations.
I think in general the Homeworld series has good sound design, and Paul Risquet is to be thanked for that.
This is the armored vehicle.
Just a very excellent work.
Hostile strike craft.
All right,
down.
while the enemy is EMP'd, let's
Proximity hostile.
let's shoot them at close range. The Ashoka's lost its forces, so we can keep pushing.
Intel. EMP energy signature detected.
Let's add back to range
Enemy railgun
and
eliminated.
to armor.
Armor systems inoperative. Armor systems active.
Zone. Armored vehicle has been destroyed.
Yeah,
Enemy
Paul
light
Risquet
attack vehicle
made a
marked on
very
approach.
creative
Armored
soundtrack that
vehicle
was
taking
incredibly
effective
fitting
fire. Coordinates confirmed.
for
Gaussian interceptor
for this
group
for the themes
ETA.
of this game.
3 minutes.
Yeah, Homeworld has really good combat dialogue, even in the first game. It really does make you hear the panic and the, I guess, just the terror of being in these close-up fights. And I really wish I could zoom in and be more cinematic, but the tactical situation is unfortunately quite flustering here. Alright, good, we're getting repair for the carrier. So the Ashoka is running.
Listen up.
She's a little slow right now. I think she's putting all her power into
Enemy
self-repair.
armor. Bearing designated.
The Gaussian carriers have an entirely different subsystems thing. So while the Coalition carrier has range, turret power, repair systems, and reactive armor, the Gaussian use self-repair, speed, I believe turret power also, and range.
Designating
So they're a
hostile.
slightly different setup.
Ready, set.
Okay, I think we can actually intercept with railguns from the hill here.
Go for armor. New heading set.
And missile batteries can cover.
This is the captain.
Excellent. Headless. Heck yeah, I was just talking about how the ambience in this game was good by itself. Yes, yes. Just so much of this comes together to be a fantastic package.
Make ready.
Alright. Stop running, Ashoka. Oh, you've cornered yourself, Ashoka. This is your last stand. This truly is.
Armor, go ahead.
What? How are you... That's not allowed for me.
Send. New sector
Oh no, it is allowed for me. It's just not marked on the map properly. No. We're not doing this.
We read you.
Missile batteries move to
Green
cover.
line confirmed.
Unacceptable.
Got eyes on hostile. This is the captain.
This is how much more advanced.
Interceptor group,
Oh,
ETA,
here they come.
60 seconds.
Fighters.
Deploy anti-aircraft assets to intercept them before they land
Pulling
on
back,
the
pulling
Ashoka.
back.
Op ready. Coordinates confirmed.
Okay, we need to make sure we're under the umbrella of air defense.
Hostile designated.
Capisi, this is our last
Coordinates
attempt here.
confirmed. Enemy armor on approach. We've got hostile on scent. Target set. Confirm visual.
Where are the fighters? None in visual sight.
Interceptor group, ETA, 30 seconds.
Okay, come on.
Alert. Support traffic's been engaged. Attention.
Oh, the Ashoka just has scripted launches.
Position.
Base runner, keep guarding.
Set. All hands. All batteries.
Ashoka, go for the assault ships.
Taking fire.
Railguns, fight the other railgun.
Carrier is taking fire.
Order confirmed. Galcian aircraft on approach.
Vehicle is taking fire.
I'm aware, Intel. I am aware.
Underway.
Alright. Capisi, you can tank this. Actually, Capisi, go for the railgun. Perfect.
Listen up.
Alright, fighters were destroyed.
Target locked. Get moving.
Knock out the Ashoka. Everyone concentrate fire. Fire at will.
Enemy airstrike inbound.
I don't care about the enemy airstrike.
Attention.
Launch all
Hostile
fighters.
interceptor down. Attack vector dialed in. We're in the fight.
You have proved a worthy opponent, but let your joy be tempered with the knowledge that your death is inevitable.
There can be no peace on Kharak, so long as your Kithid pursue a path to the stars.
Well,
Personal log, Science Officer Rachel Sajet, Expedition
Kagan,
PC.
you really went down with your ship.
You're on to something, big brother. The tech the Galcian have recovered from these wrecks, the tech we have found ourselves, is rewriting the book on science and engineering as we know it. Already we are seeing the benefits. You can imagine how excited I am. I only wish you were here to share in this. If we survive long enough to get to the Jiraki object, there's no telling what we'll find. If.
Yeah,
I hate that word.
Kagan is a warrior I have significant respect for. I'm a little bit saddened that there's no fan art of her, considering she has quite the imposing presence. She chased us around almost half of the northern hemisphere. And unfortunately we bested her. Well, fortunately for us. 07 Kagan, 07. But that's the fate for all Galcian who opposes. This planet is dying, and we are not getting stuck here. Incident report. Galcian carrier Ashoka destroyed. We have secured technologies and information on local outposts. Advancing on Galcian positions. Alright. Let's take a look at our data feed timer. We are approaching 2 hours. Okay. Well, I think I will not start the next mission because these missions are quite time-consuming, especially as they get further and further along. Although, at a certain point, it does get a little easier when you get better units. So let's retreat to the main menu. Alright. Systems powered down. Alright, and now we're back at the local station where we could all relax a bit and breathe an actual atmosphere. So, that's another 2 missions out of the Deserts of Kharak campaign. It's taking a little longer than expected, but That's always what happens to the best laid plans of mice and men, and chickens too, I'm going to guess. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Unfortunately, I can't show off as much of the eye candy due to the tactical situation being quite frantic from moment to moment. But you know how it is sometimes. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for the kind words. I will attempt to pronounce your name, but I will butcher it because that's what I do. Niwa Toritv. Oh, Niwa. I'm gonna use Niwa if you don't mind. Call sign Niwa. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, Corpse. Thank you, Melchior, and thank you, Raku. So I think I will continue the Deserts of Kharak campaign on a rotating schedule. I really would like to get through it, but I will warn that towards the last few missions it does get somewhat spoilery, but it's not a bad kind of spoiler, and I think if anything it would enhance the impact of Homeworld 1 to anyone who plays it. So I'm actually thinking of playing Brigador tomorrow at a time slot that is currently indeterminate. And I wanted to ask anyone who's viewing now if they're interested in seeing Brigador as a almost blind playthrough. What time slot for them would be good. I usually base myself off of Pacific Standard Time, but usually this is a 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time stream. But I think I'm open to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. I would like to, accommodate more and more viewers, but I know how it is sometimes. Oh, this time's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, it's midnight for anyone on the eastern seaboard of the United States, so that is a bit of a problem. However, I know that there are plenty of streams going on at the same time. This is some of the raiders who came in. That was something going on there. It was an RTS Chad kind of night. Oh, I'm glad to hear that this time slot works okay. So yeah, it won't be purely blind because I played through the first tutorial mission and the second one, just to see if it operates on my machine without hiccups. But it seems to be fine, so I definitely look forward to trying that out. Mercenary work on Solo Nobre sounds like a welcome change of pace from the Deserts of Kharak. Yes, Headless, that is a sentiment I distinctly feel. I know that not all content is for everyone, and not all of us have infinite time or budget, and we do the best we can both as viewers and as streamers. But I am quite honestly humbled by the positivity in the community. And I know that is somewhat of a self-selection bias sometimes, but in general I'm at a loss for words sometimes. And I know there's ups and downs, and the downs can sometimes be rather bleak, but that's life. You have to accept it. Every time I take my ship on a run at 20 Gs, I risk the drive going atomic under me, and that being the last thing I experience. But it's worth it, because it gives me freedom I have never had before. The freedom to roam the universe. If I want to, I can go move towards Terra, or I can move away. Although Terra is an atomic wasteland right now, so at least that's the latest news from that dark part of the universe. A tragedy, though. I there's a reason I'm a bit of a Terra-boo, to use a bit of a anachronism. Alas. Well, I do hope that if anyone was interested in this game, that this may have inspired them to play it. I hope, in general, I want to share some interests. I would like to do some perhaps programming at one point or another. I do like to be historically accurate, so I do use OBS in its, I believe, version 21. So I think I may want to, at some point, write a plugin for that. And that might be an interesting thing to show, the journey of self-discovery that is writing for plugins and using APIs like that. I would like to have a GitHub repository of something that other streamers could utilize to improve their quality of life, especially those who don't necessarily use Vroid or Live2D. But that's for another time. Okay, well, I've used quite a few credits, and it appears that my mind is beginning meltdown, so I think it's time to determine a raid. Let me see who is on my IFF transponder list. Let me pull up that system. And of course, no requirement to raid. It's join the convoy at the jump point if you so wish. Oh, unfortunately, no one I'm following is online right now. Is anyone on YouTube? A cross-system jump is also acceptable. Let's see. Oh, Lapin was online. She's still streaming. No, that's a VOD now. Does anyone in the audience have someone with, you know, a small view count that they would like to boost with a raid? I'm perfectly open to suggestions. Alright, let's move on to the end screen. Yes, this is a bit of the butt end of the sun's sweep across the planet. Oh, that is unfortunate. There's one nice thing about streaming a little earlier. Karakoko. Oh, fantastic. Is Karakoko on Twitch? IFLTID. IID. Oh, fantastic on Twitch. Good. Milkier, thank you. Yes, the darkness of the night is sort of where I roam. I am a bit of a night owl even when I am walking on world. It's sort of a personal problem. Oh, Megbert's mom is online. I've actually never seen her. Let me punch that in and just see how many viewers these respective viewers have, because I don't want to jump on someone's bandwagon if they have, you know, 100, 150 viewers. It's that would be rather improprietous of me, I think. Oh, she has 17 viewers. Okay. Oh, she's doing some. She's drawing a manga. Oh, that is interesting. I've never seen anyone do that live. And just for completeness' sake, let me see what Karakoko is doing right now. Yeah, I definitely don't want to, you know, don't want to play favorites or anything. I'm currently completely in the you know, running blind here. Sensors are offline. I have no data on the system I am trying to jump into. The most dangerous jump you could do. Karakoko, 3 viewers. Oh, doing a Mori. Okay. Well, I think since viewers are, you know, viewers have their own feelings too, would you guys like to see a manga being drawn, or would you like to see some Omori being played? It's, I don't think I've ever done a poll before. Or just, you know, throw out your general views if you have any. I apologize, this is taking a while, but I do like to, you know, see folks' input. In a convoy, you do need to know what your fellow convoy mates are thinking. Among? Oh no. This is getting a little suspicious. Okay, yeah, Felty. Sus. Amogus. Ah! She's mainly a Japanese speaker, but has a good translator too. Oh, that is fascinating. I'd like to see that. Amogus, sus, imposter, vent. The vents. When I sleep at night, I always shut the vents. Don't let the vents get you. That's where the chickens crawl out of. ASMR stream preview. At least I hear those are popular. Time to get that simulated microphone with the 2 ears so that I could apply various substances to them. That does sound like an easy way to damage them. I don't know why, how that is done. But I think that is far in the future, or perhaps not the thing for me. But who knows? Never say never. Well, Shimada, I hope your fortunes turn and you manage to get your hands on one of them. The ones from 3DO I've seen start at $400. But I've also heard that if you strap to or use a stereo microphone, either XLR or USB, you can get a fairly decent effect for that. Or, you know, if you stick it in a dummy or something like that. Jury-rigged ASMR dummy. Now that sounds like a good time. You can hear the styrofoam just crinkling and crunching. Alright. Let's fire off the raid before Felty decides to also go to bed. Okay. Mundo, I know that Corridor Crew actually 3D printed their own ears for a mic. That is fascinating. That would be an interesting task to do. I definitely don't know about the durability of that if you use PLA and you start, you know, using water on that for whatever material you're using. The Force. Which Force? The there's quite a few forces in the universe. I'm not aware of the one specific one you're viewing. Mundo Chemical Romance. All right, my convoy mates. I'll fire off the raid, and I will post a raid message so that you can. Well, I don't know if it would be appropriate considering the potential language issues here, so let's not do that. Let's politely join in and see how she's doing. Oh, nope. I'm so used to other systems that I used the Interrobang for that. Or not Interrobang. Yes. I am a novice. Thank you for your assistance. There we go. Yes. Change the map to dust. Thank you, Corpse. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for coming to view. I know the hours are late for some of you, and but everyone who views, I really appreciate your time commitment and that you interact with me, and that you're willing to see me sometimes stumble and sometimes be on my A game, but. That's how it goes. Everything vacillates back and forth. Just like my voice bar indicator. Oh, Alaric. I smug every pie, heart smug every pie, you too. One day I'll stream early enough to raid you. Okay. Oh. End screen. I will, before I run out of time, I will thank the people who followed. Mundo Chemical Romance, thank you for joining the flotilla. Carvebide, thank you for joining the flotilla. Niwa, thank you for joining the flotilla. Egg, thank you for the raid that you did. Bebop, thank you for joining the flotilla. Albernact, thank you for joining our force. Headless, thank you for the reinforcements. And Shimada, thank you for that. Simi, thank you for raiding. Okay, we're out of time. Good night, everyone. Good day.